or a spiritualist, or somebody that is a serious, dedicated practitioner of what we call African spirituality. So I practice this as part of my native African spirituality practices, or what some people will want to call African religion. And it's a lifestyle to me, something that we do here, and we live it, if you can say that. So it's a practice that is diverse, that is at the center or the core or the nucleus of our being, who we are in totality, and it comprises of every aspect of our African spiritual science and philosophy and ideology, if I may say that.
Okay. Now, what would you say if if people that's interested in Obeah and wanted to learn more about Obeah?
Okay. What I will say to them is that it's a very interesting practice, something that is life changing, and it is very deep. The learning is a continuous process. Nobody knows it all. You keep learning and learning and learning, and you never stop learning quite naturally. It's something that is very interesting. We open your eyes to unlimited dimensions, and you can expand your horizon, your mentality, your spiritual awareness, and your understanding or understanding. Let me use the word understanding of the universe, as in the secrets of nature. You will be exposed to so many things that ordinary people are not even aware of. So
Hmm.
you'll be that type of person. It will take you deeper into the consciousness of the earth, consciousness of the core, the essence of the earth. There's so many secret stuff that is there, and this is life quite naturally. They say science is discovery. This is where we take you.
Okay. One of the things that I my has been my experience, and just because I can't even touch the surface on Obeah, but it certainly was on my spiritual journey and something I needed to look into. And what just listening to my ancestors, you know, the way I understand it, it is a way of life and it is a big commitment. Uh, it is
Yes,
a really big commitment, and people like that, that power just doesn't come easily. It comes with a lot of dedication. It comes with a lot of commitment, and and what I've seen and what I've heard, that these people were in the presence of spirits all the time. So there wasn't, they didn't have too much of a big social life. That is my understanding. What is your feedback on that?
yes. So the thing is that as you begin to go deeper into the study, into the practice, you'll be privy to know so many things, and it will kindle your interest quite naturally. It will change your life. So basically, in African spirituality, one of the main aspects of the practice is the veneration of our African ancestors, or ascended ancestors. These are people that have come before us, that they have died, and now they are this thing they call spirit or soul is now in the other world, what people will want to call the astral realm or plasma realm or
Hmm.
divinity or the invisible reality, Hades, Dwarfs, underworld, hell, these kind of things. It's just another dimension of nature, another dimension of the earth. So once you start focusing or diving deep into this invisible reality, you will start discovering phenomena, things that exist within that realm. So it will kind of take your attention from this material world in a way. So for you to be able to work fully with these spirits, you need to concentrate on them. Meaning you need
Hmm.
to be working with things you don't see with the naked eye.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you will be separating yourself gradually, or they will be taking you gradually from this physical world, because this spirit world is what really controls the physical world. very powerful things we call emotions, energies, emotions. We don't see
Mhm.
them, we can't touch them, they are intangible, but they control our physical life. Phenomena like love, hate, greed, anger, happiness, pride,
Mhm.
hope, all these things are invisible. We don't see them, right? You can't see hope, you can't hold it, but it's there. You can feel it.
Mhm.
You can't actually see
Mhm.
love and hold it like this pen, but you can feel it. When you see love in action, you know it. When you see
Mhm.
certain emotion, you know it. So all these are aspects of the spirit world. As you begin to dive deep into the spirit world, you will find that you start understanding how all these things work and the importance of them. Then we also have beings that have been separated from their physical bodies and they are still here. You will now start paying attention to these things. So when you start noticing them, your ideology or your thinking will change. And this is
Mhm.
where the person start drifting from, we'll say they start drifting from physical reality into the invisible reality. So the
Mhm.
person will, you might find yourself being isolating yourself. You might find
Mhm.
yourself dwelling with those kind of people, and
Mhm.
our spirits that are still here. You when you're working closely with them, you
Mhm.
will have to separate yourself from people from time to time, so that you can actually work very well with them. So this is where the separation occurs. And if it goes too far, people might see you, physical people might start seeing you as somebody that is a little bit abnormal or even
Mhm.
crazy because you don't do what regular people do. You don't think like
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
You don't dress like them. You may start even
Mhm.
not looking like them. There's this thing you will discover about deep spiritualists there. It seems to carry a kind of touch of madness or insanity with them. And
Mhm.
it is quite funny. Even among us in the practice, there are some people that when you see their lifestyle, you will be shocked. You will think, is this person insane or is this person crazy? This
Mhm.
is part of uh, the lifestyle. It changes you, transforms you, and what you focus on is all that matters. Every what your own reality is based on what you think is real. So
Mhm.
it will isolate you from normal people quite naturally, and you will find that there's peace there, there's solace there, tranquility, and
Mhm.
it helps you to focus on the spirit world.
Mhm. Mhm. I was
That
saying
is
it. I was sharing it with uh sharing with sharing it with the
oh
subscribers here. Can you still hear me?
yeah,
Okay.
okay,
I was sharing it with
yeah,
my
I can hear you
subscribers
now.
and letting it, yeah. I was sharing it with my subscribers, letting them know, hey, these people live in a totally different reality and world. I mean, they live among spirits. And this is just what the ancestors shared with me. I don't know much about Obeah, but I do know that we have this, you know, this knowledge in our DNA, and the ancestors, they have shared uh some things with the bill about me, I mean to me. So, helping people understand what it really is. Now, would you say that it's deeply ancestral as well? Would you consider Obeah to be deeply ancestral? And where does it exactly come from? Did he freeze up or am I freezing up? I think you froze up, Effie West. Or am I freezing up? I don't know. Something is freezing up. Okay, here we go. I hope you hear my question. Okay, he froze. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to make sure it's not me. And I try to choose this platform because it's better than Restream when it comes to um, bringing someone in. So let's see what he says. I hope he can get back in here, you guys. But one of the things why he gets his his internet together because I don't know. I don't think it's on my side. I think it's on his side until he can get back in. But it's amazing. Okay, there. I hope he comes back in. I think this is him. Is this him? This is
Hello.
him. There we go. There we
I'm
go.
back now. Can you see
Yes.
me?
Yes, we can
Yeah.
see you. Okay.
Okay, great, great.
Okay.
Sorry, the network
So
just cut out.
that's okay. So let me ask you that. I'm gonna ask you the question again. Uh, do you believe
Okay.
Obeah is ancestral? Is it deeply ancestral? And where did? Because I heard someone said it came from Obeah. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So where does the origin of it come? Where does it come from?
The origin actually is from West Africa. And we can trace that what we practice here, West Africa, in Nigeria, Ghana, and for most of the tribe in Nigeria, we call it it's almost the same name, Calabar. You find the Calabar people, Igbo people, Yoruba people, Urugu people, and of course the Akan people in Ghana. They practice it. So it got to American continent during the transatlantic slave trade, and even
Mm-hmm.
prior to that, West Africans have been doing business with the Native Americans in the American continent before Christopher Columbus. West Africans have been traveling to the American continents, and they have been able to take some of their spiritual practice there as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it's originally from Africa, primarily West Africa. So the
Mm-hmm.
same thing they practice there is what we also practice here. But when it got to the American continent, due to the mixing up of all the people that were taken by the transatlantic slave trade, they now combined all the West African spiritual practice, especially the people in Jamaica. So when it got to Jamaica, they combined all their spiritual practice into this Obeah that they now have there. So the Obeah spiritual practice is a combination of all the West African spiritual practices, and it encompasses, but it's not limited to what you call Ifa, Igbe, Odinala, the Akan spiritual practice, Palo Mayombe, and all the things you're going to find. You're going to find all those elements inside the Obeah as an O. Okay, so everything is inside. Everything is inside. It's like a big pot of stew that you put all sort of assorted meats inside. It's just like that. So as you begin to go deeper, you you just keep going into the barrier and you get there. Eventually, you make contact with the deities, with the spirits. Once you start making contact with your elemental spirits, the celestial spirits, or the infernal spirits, you're already there.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I said that it's something that the ancestors told me that because when I was asking, I was like, "What is it?" And they said, "It's everything. It is Ifa. It's all of that. It's all of that.
Yes, it's all
They
of that.
come from
It is all
Obeah.
of
They
that.
come from
Yes,
Obeah. Obeah don't come from them.
you are
They
very
come
right
from
about that.
Obeah." I
Yes,
said, "Oh my gosh!"
exactly.
And this is just yeah. And see, I haven't read a book on that. This is what the ancestors was telling me when I asked about it. It's just a very interesting topic, and I see
You're
people,
totally right.
want to know
It's
more
all of
about it.
them. So everything is
Mhm,
combined into it.
mhm, mhm, mhm. And I've said that. So
Very
I
mm-hmm.
go ahead, go ahead. What do you
So
think
the
that?
main focus is
Go
on
ahead.
the yes.
I'm listening. Go
Can
ahead.
you say
Go
that
ahead.
again?
I didn't say
Okay.
anything.
The main focus is on ancestral veneration and the spirit world, the astral plane, and the plane of the heavenly realms. the ancestors, you will discover that the Obeah people, they make contact with a lot of spirits, and these are what we call a kind of necromancy, in a way,
Mm,
communicating with the dead, spirits of the dead. And it's a very plays a very vital part because we get a lot of advice or a lot of insights from these people that have lived before us due to the experiences of living in this world before. So most of them
mhm,
have more experiences than us. Most of them have made some mistakes or they have done a lot of things. So we can get advice from them, get insights from them, and due to their unique position, they can be able to see things from multiple dimensions. So they can be able to help to guide living people into making better decisions or into
mhm,
doing living a life that we in a sense. So it has to do with a little bit of or a lot of bit of spirit communication, ancestral
mhm,
veneration. You're
mhm.
going to find that at the core. Yes.
Uh, Now, this has been my experience. I just want to talk about my experience, and I love that little conversation we had before we even did this live stream. And what I noticed when you were sharing your spiritual journey with me, I see that you have studied Hinduism, you have studied Buddhism,
Yes.
and I know
Yes.
from my walk, my spiritual journey, the ancestors have led me to study a variety of spiritual systems, and sometimes some of those spiritual systems feel ancestral or they look like ATRs. What
Yes.
feels
Yeah. In this sense of due to the fact that our spiritual system in Africa have been polluted and convoluted by
mm,
Western system plus in Christianity and Islam. Most of our spiritual systems, for you to get into it, you have to understand the elements of other spiritual systems that we are not as polluted or corrupted as the African spiritual system. As you know, African spirituality is heavily persecuted, even in Africa. Even we
mhm,
that
mhm,
practice it, if you come to have a place like Nigeria, it is not mainstream. What you will see a
mm,
lot of people practice is in Christianity and Islam. I will say that not more than 10% of Nigerian population practice African spirituality. So it's still persecuted. If you tell some people you won't practice it, they will sack you from your job. You don't get
mm,
into many places. You'll be oppressed and suppressed. So
mm,
what was the
mm,
ancestors do when they want to get you into your practice? They encourage you to study other spiritual practice. By you studying like practice like this Buddhism that is not that corrupted with Western influence or Hinduism, you will not see elements of African spirituality inside. By tapping into these systems, the deities there you can relate to them. They will make contact with you and they can push you back into your African spiritual practice. So if you use the
mhm,
same methods that you use to apply to connect to those spirits in there, that's the same method you can use it also to connect to your own African spirits as well by
mm,
focusing by just changing the channel. Say, okay, I don't want to focus on the Hindu deities. I want to focus on my own African ancestors. Apply the same methods that they used to
mm,
connect to those ones, and you connect to your own directly. So that is
mhm,
why they usually encourage people to study those systems because most of them are raw, organic. Like when I was studying Buddhism, I used to
mhm,
be a Christian, by the way. I was born into Christianity. I grew up in Christianity. I was raised like a perfect Negropian Christian. There was a time all my dream was to go to heaven. I walk around with the
mhm,
Bible. I pray, fast, and do all those things that Christian people does. But
mhm,
my journey started when I left Nigeria. I left Nigeria by way of Egypt. From Egypt, I went to India. From India, I went to Malaysia. From Malaysia, I later settled in Thailand. And when I was on the embarking on the journey, I was looking at all these countries. They were not Christian countries, but
mhm,
their infrastructure was very, very okay. The people are living a very good quality of life. Everything seems to be working. There was no power failure. The streets were clean. There was a functional system. But when I was in Nigeria, since we pray all day, all night, clap, sing, we don't even have constant power supply. Even till now, a lot of insecurity, a lot of crime, a lot of hardship. a lot of pain and misery everywhere around us, and we still pray. But these people that don't pray and things seems to be working for them, that was when I started questioning the Christian religion. I say there's two things that will happen. It's either we are not practicing Christianity very well, or these people, the deities these people are practicing, are way stronger than our own deities. So I
Mhm.
started studying Buddhism. Buddhism. I was looking for all the bad things that we are doing secretly, because the Christians told us that when we Buddhist people are evil people, they are bad people. You know this thing they say,
Mhm.
don't get on yoke with unbelievers. If they give you food, don't eat it. If they do something to you, don't. At the same time, these Christian folks in Thailand, they are the ones doing all the bad stuff. Most of the Christians I knew back then were these fake pastors. They were selling drugs, committing scams, doing, and they were Christians, and they were still
Mhm.
saying these people are bad. So I was like, you guys are the guys doing the bad stuff in this country. There's nothing wrong with these other people. Why are you still looking down on them? I said, no, something is wrong. I started studying the religion to see how these people think, how their philosophy. It was there that I started seeing the simplicity of the religion, and I traced the origin of the religion straight to Hinduism. And I started studying Hinduism. This is much like the African spirituality I've been seeing in Nigeria. They do the same things. This is ancestral veneration. They give food to ancestors. They do libations. They light incense. So what is the big deal? It's the same thing we have been doing, but they told us not to do this in Africa. So how
Mhm.
come these people, they are connected here? Even the Chinese people, they are doing the same thing, but they say if we do this, our ancestors are demons in Africa. We should not talk to them. We should cut off from them. We should
Mhm.
pray to only Jesus. So I said, no, 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 something is wrong. I started studying this. I didn't see anything wrong they were doing. So at the time, I flipped. I say, okay, I will start doing the same thing these people are doing, and I trace it back to Kemet. I later discovered that the Kemet people, they were African people, they were black people, and they even taught the Europeans everything. All the Greek philosophers came to study in Africa, and all the time I was thinking that they told us we have no universities, we were living in
Mhm.
the jungle like Tarzan, and they gave us
Mhm.
everything we have. Africa have
Mhm.
nothing. This is what they teach us in our universities
Mhm.
and schools. In even right now, they teach that Africa have nothing. It was a white man that came to give taught us all what we know, how to read, how to dress, how to do everything. This is the lies they're teaching in our educational system. So when I discovered that it was the white people that actually came to study in Africa, that they are the ones that have nothing, they are the ones that came from cave, that we Africans taught them how to read and write, how to do everything. I started having a very, very vast interest in my own African history and spirituality, because I wanted to know who we were before this white man came. So I started studying everything I need to know about African history, African
Mhm.
spirituality. And when I discovered the truth, especially the origin of how Christianity was started by the Emperor Constantine and everything about Christianity, I now knew
Mhm.
who were the bad guys. So I changed from Tracy, I switched back fully into my African spiritual practice. And since
Mhm.
there, I've never looked back. And as I begin to go deeper, the ancestors started showing me things, hidden things that they have been hiding. And when I got to a certain point, I just had to start my own practice and start teaching people. And this is how I started my practice of teaching people and going into this thing. And so far, so good. It has been fun. It has been a hell of a ride. And I will not do it. This is where I belong, African spirituality. This is where
Mhm.
we belong.
Mhm.
So when you
Mhm.
study Buddhism, you will see a reflection of African spirituality inside. And
Mhm.
you don't need to stop there in Buddhism, because Buddhism will limit you to only working with the Buddhist deities, which is their own Buddhist ancestors and spirits. So it will
Mhm.
still limit your spiritual progress. If you want to advance your spiritual progress in totality, you need to see God in your own image, in your likeness.
Mhm.
When you see
Mhm.
God in your image and likeness, it increases your power. You now see yourself as God on this planet. You now see yourself as the person that have the full total control of your life, that have the capacity to decide your own future by yourself, not another person's spirit deciding your future for you. So those people that
Mhm.
are still there, that are Africans, well, I would say they are still getting guidance, but they are limiting their own potential. They are limiting
Mhm.
their
Mhm.
potential. They are limiting their capacity. If I am still in Buddhism today or in Hinduism today, will I be talking about African spirituality? No, will
Mhm.
I be promoting Africa? Will I be understanding, getting a closer connection? I will not be doing that. I've limited myself already. So you need
Mhm.
to connect to who you are organically in spirit and in truth. They say God exists in spirit and in truth and must be worshipped in spirit and in truth. What is your truth?
Mhm.
Your truth is who you are as a person. I'm an African person from Africa. How do I see life? And of course, Africa have a lot of challenges. It can only get better if I put myself fully 100% into the practice and the development, advancement of my African people. There is no other way. I cannot be African is falling apart or be advancing other people's spiritual practice. When you advance other people's spiritual practice, who will advance your own? Yours will die for their own to grow. Is that
Mhm.
not the way it is? So that is when our people, Africa is dying today because a lot of Africans, their energy focus is on foreign religions. All their energy is in Christianity, is in Islam, to the
Mhm.
detriment of themselves. This is what is happening. So we need to teach them the right way of doing this and bring them back to focus on African spirituality so that Africa need to rise to change things, to also promote things.
Do
Okay.
you think that this connection with their ancestors creates, is a contributor to what's going on? Because
Yes, it's a major contributor because when you disconnect from your ancestors, you lost sight of the future. And they say people without a knowledge of their history uh, is like a tree without roots. This disconnect is what is causing this dysfunction in Africa. When you disconnect from your ancestors, the person is like somebody that is lost. You
Mhm.
disconnect yourself from the earth, from the group, and you now just floating. The person that you are following will give you new directions. Now, what is the directions Christianity and Islam is giving to our people? They want to
Mhm.
go to heaven. Why they
Yeah.
are living in hell? In teaching them not to build their own
Mhm.
life, not to build their country, not to build their society, to leave everything, to leave their spiritual and physical responsibilities to one invisible ghost in the sky to solve all those problems for them. It is teaching them spiritual laziness. It is teaching them stupidity. It is teaching them ignorance in order to enslave them. That is why you see it's very difficult for modern day Africans to run their country by themselves because it is what the white man tells them is what they do because they are
Mhm.
disconnected from their source. Compare that to a country like Japan that is fully connected to their own spiritual practice. They do their own
Mhm.
things. Look at China. They do their own things.
Mhm.
They are connected. Look at India. They do their own things. Look at Thailand. But we Africans, because of our disconnect from our organic spiritual essence, we are like sheep without shepherds. It's only what IMF, World Bank, or this their religious body tell us is what we do. We don't. We see it's like Africans cannot think for themselves. This is
Mhm.
the major problem. We can't think for ourselves. Our children that have grown in Christianity, we have this thing they call inferiority complex because we don't see
Mhm.
greatness in yourself. For you to be great, you need to see yourself as great. We don't see greatness. We don't see importance of our ancestors. Many Africans see their ancestors as evil spirits, demons. That they will tell you in church that your ancestors are the source of your own problem that you need to cut
Mhm.
off from them so that you can make heaven. It's just the scam that they give to the African people. You will not see heaven until you die, and heaven does not exist, and nobody can prove that. So you keep giving
Mhm.
them all your money, all your energy, all your tithes, your offerings, your attention, and the way you give them all this, the religion is growing while yours is
Mhm.
dying, and you yourself is
Mhm.
dying. And when you
Mhm.
die from this earth, you die both spiritually and physically as a failed generation or the ones that I like to call arrested development, the ones that they have already killed before they even realize, so they are killed them before they grow mentality. So this is what happens to somebody that disconnects from his ancestral source. They gradually die within 2 3 generations. They are totally annihilated,
Mhm.
self-destruction. This
Mhm.
is what happens to the African people, which a lot of us
Mhm.
have already died already. So there is need for this awakening, the re-education. This is why all of us as practitioners of African spirituality, we must start teaching. We must become
Mhm.
teachers. The battle is not in the shrine, the battle is in the educational system. the battle is in the spirit world, the mental plane. We must be talking to our people. We must never keep tired of ringing the alarm bell, because
Mhm.
these other people, you see them every day on the news. You see them promoting their fake ideology, their fake spirituality, their fake thinking, spreading this and spiritual laziness like a cancer, telling you that God will help you solve your problem. You don't need to do anything. You just need to believe. And they promote their image as the white man is God. This is a very big and catfish scam. The white man is not God. The white man is a scammer replacing God. God is not the
Mhm.
person that you will see that you have to worship another person's image. If you must worship God, it has to be in your image. That is where you will see
Mhm.
yourself as the deity, because we are the physical representation of this element of this thing they call the God energy. So we must worship and venerate our ancestors because we are the physical representation of them. So when we venerate other people's ancestors, our own ancestors dies, and those other people's ancestors are empowered. So
Mhm.
we are giving our life force energy to the enemy. This is what why Africa is dying.
I mean, in America, our people are going through the same thing through with Christianity as well. There's nothing we can. I mean, we have said, and we're trying to awaken some of them up. Some are waking up in America. However, the church is still a problem. You know, the ignorance is
Yes, the
still a
church is a very
problem.
exactly. The church is the major problem. According to Alexander, he said that one priest is equivalent to 1,000 soldiers. They know what they did, and they did this purposely. That when they during the time of Constantine, they saw that we don't have enough soldiers to enslave the whole world permanently. We need to find the clever tactics. They need to go into the spiritual systems of people. That is why they created the fake religion. And the church, the Roman Catholic Church, directly is a direct purveyor of this very spiritual system that has corrupted the world today. So they still push this ideology of Christian religion, telling you the religion will solve all your problems. The religion is the whereas they are the one that push this to enslave your mind. When your mind is enslaved, they don't need
Mhm.
chains. So they're promoting the religion, pushing the religion, idolizing the religion, and they know that the religion destroys us. And they themselves don't practice it. Many people in Europe now, they don't go to churches. They know that it's a scam.
Mhm.
But who are
Mhm.
the people that are the main practitioners? It is African people and Mexican people. They are the ones that still want to go to heaven. They are the lovers of Jesus Christ. And what happens to their own ancestors? Dead. All the people migrating to America, African people, the so-called Mexican people, the Latin American people, like they like to call themselves, which are the brand people, which are want to be like the Caucasian people because of they are the ones that are still trapped, and many of them will continue to suffer this great recycling suffering process until they
Mhm.
realize their mistake or they are eventually wiped out. So a lot of them, you see, when you practice this Christianity, it gives you inferiority complex, tell you you are nothing, you are born in sin, and if not for the grace of their God, you will not be
Mhm.
here. You have to listen to what the God says, and if you don't
Mhm.
listen and do what He says, it's going to burn you forever in a
Mhm.
hot boiling fire with all the heavy metals we have. And this funny story is like threatening you, love me or die. God is
Uh-huh.
like a terrorist
Mhm.
and terrorizing people with fear of everlasting torment. Meanwhile, they are skinning you with all your natural resources, all your money, including your last penny, your widow's mite, everything that you have, all your money. They want it to build the empire of this God. They want to build the empire. The churches they need money from the people to build their church to buy the things that they are buying. They need the money. So they are scamming people, selling a fake product, something you will never see until you die.
Mhm.
So it's a scam, basically. It's a scam. The
It is.
biggest scam in the world is religion. So the only way we can fight this is through re-education, talking, exposing the evils of religion, and showing people what it really is, and talking about the importance of ancestral veneration, giving a perfect examples, and guiding those
Mhm.
people that needs to be guided. And we just need to stand our ground in any case. I believe that religion on its own is already falling apart because the lies have been too much. People have been waiting for Jesus to return, which he will never return for almost 2,000 years now. He never keeps returning, and he will never return because he never even existed. It's just a phantom.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
many people have died, and it will religion we fall on it like a glass. It's already on its final leg. So you see now they keep changing policies, changing the goalposts, rewriting the Bible, updating the Bible. They say only a lie have multiple versions. They are right now they are in a kind of situation whereby they know that they are being tensioned. If not for the evil leaders in Africa, religion would have been totally toppled. So they are doing everything to promote it using films, movies, and lies and fake miracles, all the sort of nonsense that is out there to promote this thing. The detriment is African people is the targets. Our natural resources, our energy, physical human resources is a product for them. So they need to keep peddling these lies to our
Yes.
people, and we need to counteract the lies with truth. If you notice, they don't teach African history in our schools. They don't allow it. They don't allow African spirituality in many countries. I hear even in Jamaica, you can't even practice Obeah. They're going to arrest you in Jamaica for practicing your own
Be-
native spirituality. Can you
Mhm.
imagine?
Mhm.
Very, very painful. So
It's
all
been
these
going
are
on for a
persecution because
while.
they know that
Mhm.
when people teach the truth, people will leave Christianity. And once Christianity falls, once we win this battle in the mind, it is over for them. So we don't
Mhm.
need to give up. We need to keep talking about this topic. That is why I like your channel. The way you talk about this topic is very, very good. We need to keep talking about it, talking about our spiritual
Mhm.
essence, talking about
Mhm.
our history, because these Western world, the academicians, many of them, they lie a lot. In
They
fact, their
do.
whole premises is based on lie. They
Mhm.
will tell you all sort of lies, and they just roll with it. These people are so balanced. They will tell you that Egypt is not in Africa, that the ancient Egyptians, they are not black people. They will tell you
Mhm.
this story that Africa invented nothing, and they are all here to help you. At the same time, they want to take your natural resources. If heaven is real, do you think these white people we give us the Bible? They will only go to the heaven themselves. The way they hide their technology, they hide every good thing from us. The way they steal things from us. Even they don't even give us free visa to go to their country, but they want us to go to heaven with them. People that don't give you free visa to come to their country. People that
Mhm.
maltreat black people, that are racist. You see the current policy of this present American administration. You see what they are
Mhm.
doing to people. These are people that believe in heaven. No, 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 no. If you see
Mhm.
their actions in the world, you know that they don't believe in heaven. They believe in stealing people from people, lying
Mhm.
and invading other people's countries, stealing their natural resources, claiming people have weapons of mass destruction. Anytime they are hungry, they just lie and they roll with the lie, and the church supports them. The church never speaks against any evil policy that the Western world is doing. They're always cool with the Western world. They all roll together. So we see the way the world is going. We know how these people rule. We just look at them. The only way out is to focus on our own spiritual practice and do the things that we have always been doing. We must not break that connection. As far as have that connection, you are connected with the ancestors. You are much more fortified, and you have a higher chance of surviving all this evil stuff. These people are always planning against us.
Mhm. Mhm. Now, one thing I
Mhm.
noticed in our community, what's happening in America, especially with the newer generation, we're going back to the spiritual practices of our ancestors, which is hoodoo.
Exactly. Yes. Same thing in Nigeria. Yeah, I see that spiritual revolution coming up. This Gen Z generation, many of them want to. They are tired of They are not like the older generations. They want to see
Mhm.
results, and they want to see
Mhm.
things with evidence. People don't just believe things anymore.
Mhm.
They want facts, and it's a very good thing. And we need to be here for them, to direct them, to tell them the truth. Right now,
Yep.
you see, they're trying to suppress our information on the internet. People are having this spiritual awakening to see that what matters is what they need to be doing. You need to
Mhm.
focus on your life. You need to build your life. We are now advancing towards, I would say, the space age. whereby we are at the edge of age exploration. So this is not the time for prayer, for fasting. This is time for doing. And when
Mhm.
you're doing, actions speak louder than words. Instead of praying, wasting time going to church, you should be doing something that will bring results, instant positive results. So the time of religion is dying. Religious people, they don't do, they pray and they wait. It is spiritual laziness in all its ramification. This generation
Mhm.
is not a lazy generation. So they need people that will give them answers. And now we have technological diversity. We have this thing that are called AI now that is taking its place. We have people trying to build engines that will take people to other space. So this is religion have no place in all these things now. We have the internet now. What do we need religion for now? Religion cannot solve most of the problems we have in now. We need people that are thinkers. We need scientists. We need African spiritualists, people that will give direct results. These are the problems that needs to be solved right now. So we
Mhm.
just need to prepare the foundation for the next generation. Religion will die its natural death if we focus on who we are.
Mhm. I think that's the most important thing, is looking at our own, because I have to tell people when we're looking at our ancestral spiritual practices, I have to tell them, hey, I don't know why you would go over Christianity when your ancestors have perfected spirituality. They got it down to a science. So why would you go over
Exactly.
there?
The reason is that first of all, many of them don't know that they don't know anything about it because they have been eating from them. You know, when the colonizers came to Africa, the main target is to cut us off from our roots. As you know, many of
Mhm.
our shrines, our deities were stolen. It is all in Europe. They took many of our juju. They carry it to Europe.
Mhm.
They even carry people's dead bodies. Anything that they see that the community is focusing their attention on, they will steal that thing or they will destroy it. It was a systematic targeting of our spiritual practice. They go to everywhere, they say, oh, this is a deity. They try to steal that deity or destroy that deity so that when that thing is missing, the people will not confuse. They will not know what to do because they will be shocked. Like, imagine something that people have been focusing their attention on for maybe like over 10,000 years, a centralized figure, like some of these are artifacts that when we use them to represent our ancestors, as people make contact with them, say prayers and supplications to them, do offerings, pour libations, it now becomes like a kind of physical memory card
Mhm.
storing the interactions of those people for thousands of years. It now becomes a focal point that the people have to rely on to for a sense of direction and a sense of knowing that we are one because we all worship this deity. We focus or we live our life based on the principles of that deity. And they know that they have this
Mhm.
physical representation of this at the core of their life. Now, when somebody steals that thing or destroys that thing, what do you think happened to those people that have been venerating it? They will become confused or traumatized.
Mhm. Mhm.
And when they don't see that, it's easy for the enemy to now start picking them apart and
Yep.
enslaving them or deceiving them. So a lot of things were our deities were deliberately targeted as well. Humans were not only stolen, deities and artifacts were stolen. To be prove this, go to all the European museums. You're not going to see anything from Europe there. Everything you're going to see is from Africa. Don't they have
Mhm.
their own traditional practice? They don't really have it. And it's true, they don't have theirs. They have to steal from other people. They don't have theirs. They have nothing.
Mhm.
You're going to say, okay, I
Mhm.
want to see British deities. I want to see France organic deities from so years. It doesn't exist because they
Mm-mm.
don't have it. They don't have that history.
Mm-mm.
All they have is
Mm-mm.
all is stolen. If you take everything, so all the things in your British museum should be returned back to where they originally from. The museum will be empty. It will be empty. We ask them, where is your own artifacts? They don't have it. They stole it.
They don't.
So these people, we have to call them what they have. So they try to destroy us, destroy our connection, but it didn't work. Apparently, we are still here. The
Mhm.
science is still
Mhm.
here.
It's
So
still
we are
here.
rebuilding it back. Yes, it's still here. So they failed. Whatever they did, Christianity failed. And now it's going to go back on its said. The new generation will still come. and we rebuild from the pieces of what is left, and we'll become stronger than what was before.
Now,
Mhm.
I know a lot of people. Do you
So
think at some point that and I'm gonna get back on Obeah right now. You Is there any people out there, because I don't know of anyone like it was in that era that knows Obeah. I don't know anyone who knows that
yes, we have
knowledge. Do
people,
you
we
think?
have them. Yes, yeah, it is still here. We have
Okay,
people that still practice it in the organic form. Many of those
okay,
people, you're going to find them in the interland. I have come across them. I have some people, some practitioners that practice it in the real form. They are still here today. We still have those
okay,
people. It is not totally wiped out. It's a direct connection. We see it every day here. It is in action. You will still find those people if you look very clearly. Most of the people, they are not like, most of them are not internet savvy. Let me use it like that.
see,
Like most
see.
of the, when you go to the,
Mhm,
yes, you will find them in the villages. There are some practitioners that I know that live in places where they don't even have internet access. These people don't come out to the city in Nigeria. I need to go into the bush, go into the forest to meet them. There are people like that. I have come across those people. They are still here today, but they
mhm,
are not that many.
mhm,
They just choose to live in nature, to live that organic life, and to continue communing with the spirits uh, 24/7. They are like the representative of this spirit. So they don't go far from there. They don't like coming out to physical world. If you will say, come to the city, they will not come to the city. They will
mhm,
choose to remain where they are. I've seen those kind of people. I know some of them. They still practice it the way it is. It's we have them. I have come across them. They are still here
and
today. So
and what would you
we can still
what would
learn
you say
from
to
them.
Yeah, and what would you say if a person wanted to go into Obeah? What advice would you give them if they were wanting to be initiated
Uh,
in Obeah, or if they wanted to learn it? What would you tell them?
So it's easy. Then we start studying African spirituality. You study as you begin to study African spirituality, making contact with the ancestors, practicing. You're already on the path to studying Obi. As you begin to go in, you'll be getting knowing the secrets. The more secrets you know, the more understanding, the more deeper you go into. So you grow into the thing. Like me now, I grow since I've been studying and practicing
Mhm.
for more than 10 years now. The way I was last year is not the way I am today. The way I was
Mm.
5 years ago, it's not the way I am today. I learn new
Mhm.
things. I incorporate new things into my spiritual practice. If you have been watching
Mhm.
my channel last year, you will know that it is different from what you see now. If you're watching my channel 3 years ago, you know that you will see my spiritual progression,
Mhm.
my
Mhm.
altars, my shrine. I incorporate new deities that I come in contact with. I incorporate them as I learn new stuff. I incorporate them into my practice. I keep
Mhm.
learning. You just go deeper. It's like a science of the universe.
Mhm.
Nobody knows it all. Nobody can know everything in this universe. If you know everything, then you're already God. I used to tell people that not everything is halal for us to know, but as we begin to focus more, they say who more is given to, more responsibility will be given to that person. You will be knowing the secrets. You just keep growing. You grow with the practice until you become
Mhm.
very, very vast. The more things you know, the more you experience you have, the more you are in a capacity to teach people the right thing, to lead people in the right direction. So me, I
Mhm.
practice it. I also teach people as well. I have a program where I teach people practice African spirituality uh,
Mhm.
from the beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And
Mhm.
me myself, I'm still learning every day. Every week, I still go into the forest to meet these people that are more vast, and they teach me new stuff. So
Mm.
I come with the continuous process. They teach me. I'm still learning, and I
Mhm.
also teach people as well because I'm also very vast in the practice. So the practice never ends. We learn till we
Yeah.
die, even after we transit this physical realm. We keep learning because there are so many things that is in the heads
Mhm.
here, even in the universe, that we don't even know about. We have planets that are still unexplored. We have star system. We are going to go all these places. So the learning is
Mhm.
continuous. You start from history. When you finish your African history, It will give you a very good foundation of who we were before the inception of
Mhm.
colonialism. You cannot practice African spirituality in isolation of African history. It will not work. So
See.
African history and spirituality goes together. It must go
Mhm.
together. If you see every
Mhm.
spiritual system on the of the world today, for it to have a solid foundation, the history of the people is patched in with it, is connected to the spirituality.
Mhm.
If you see the so-called Christianity, what are you learning in the Bible? It's not the history, the fake history of the Jewish people. Quran
Mhm.
is the history of the Arab people. Then the Buddhism, the history of the Buddhist people, the Asian people. Hinduism, the history, partly the history of the Hindu people. Then when it comes to African spirituality, it's not going to be the history of the African people. That's why African spirituality is so powerful. Because the things that the Western world is hiding from you, all the things they are hiding, you will see them
Mhm.
inside African history. They hide
Mhm.
our history. You will see about ancient Egypt, how the Kemet started from Kush.
Uh-huh.
Kush is the father of Kemet in Sudan.
Mhm.
Then from Sudan, you will trace how it started from Central Africa, from the Twa people, from the people that we call the Congo, the belly of Africa. You will see the origin of how Kemet progressed into what they were. Those things, how we were able to, we have been doing so many things. And we started agriculture, we started writing, we started metallurgy, we started
Mhm.
architecture. All these things that they're saying, they're claiming, the even food from perfumes to beer
Mhm.
to all these things that they say they manufacture, they discover in Europe, it was all created in Africa. You will see
Mhm.
the power of and the glory of the African people inside our history that they are hiding. We know that all what these people are saying, they are lying. Even the so-called Freemasonry, that is one of their so-called foundation of their Western secret society. All the secret of the
Mhm.
Freemasonry is from Africa. But when you check internet, they will say Freemasonry started in Tea House somewhere in London in 18 something. Freemasonry started from Africa, and they got all this knowledge from us. You will discover that we are the ones that civilized Europe. When you check 711 AD, how the Moors
Mhm.
went into Europe by way of Spain to civilize Europe, you will discover that
Mhm.
what they are teaching is the opposite. We actually
Mhm.
started civilization on this earth here. So in your spirituality, African spirituality, you will discover so many secret things that they are hiding from you. So you must know your history. When you know your
Yeah.
history, we now have a solid foundation that when you start practicing your spirituality, it will be very no you can't they can't shake you. Nobody can shake you. Nobody can tell
Mhm.
you any lie because you know the truth. So I will
That's right.
encourage them to study our history, pre-colonial history. Once you get the history down, then you can start practicing the spirituality. That way, you don't see your ancestors as spirit demons or evil spirits anymore. All the lies that the church is telling you, we see all the lies, the balanced lies. You will know that these people, they are the enemies we are talking about. They are the so-called vampires and the destroyers of African spirituality. So you will know the truth. So study your history first, then before you go into Obeah. When you start tapping into your ancestral currents, you become like you're unstoppable. You're not
Mhm.
suffering from
Mhm.
inferiority complex. You're not suffering from lack of knowledge. You are not using a fake operating system that they want to give you to live your life. You are not seeing the world with the eyes of an organic, original, authentic African human being that have full knowledge of self.
Mhm.
So the power that you radiate and is way more stronger than those people that are using the false idea operating system of Christianity or Islam to live their life. As far as they are
Mhm.
looking at you, you are a Christian, African Christian, and Muslim. Your loyalty is to the white people or to Europe.
Mhm.
You are working at the detriment of Africa. That's why I see a lot of
Mhm.
African leaders, they don't care about Africa because they are not loyal to the continent. You cannot be venerating a white deity or a Arab deity and still be loyal. You must choose where your loyalty lies. So they don't care about
Mhm.
taking care of their people. They don't care about building roads, building infrastructure. They don't care about people. But they rather steal the money in
Mhm.
Africa and use it to develop Europe because that is where their loyalty lies. So that
Mhm.
is where they want to be. That is where their spirit is. So they steal African money, they hide it in Europe. They steal African money, they buy houses in Europe, they build businesses in Europe, they build their life in Europe because they are loyal to the religion of their masters. But if you are 100% into African spirituality, what you want to see is the development and transformation of the continent. You will not go and steal your money and send it to Europe. You will use any money you have to develop the African continent that you are in. You will think about the
Mhm.
future of your people. You will think about the legacy you want to create. You will think about the ancestors. You will think about how to make your country and the future of your people stronger. So this is the power of African spirituality. So
A-
when
a-
most people they come into African spirituality in America, what do you think the next thing they look? They look back to Africa. How do we
Mhm.
help Africa? How do we connect with the real people in Africa? How do we think of what to transform or to make Africa a better place? This is the way you start thinking. It's not the other way
Yes.
around.
And I know during my study, because you said, there's a lot of deconstructing going on when we go into African spirituality, and I have to do it in our community, our Hoodoo community, because I
Yeah,
have to show them they can't talk about their magic or their spiritual science without talking about you. They're going to be talking about
exactly,
Africans or black people. Every time they talk
exactly,
about spirituality, I
exactly,
can't pick up a book where they're not talking about African people, black people, indigenous people. Everything they got from us. Ain't they nothing they did on their own.
exactly. That is the way it's supposed to be. So that is the way it's supposed to be. So the thing is that we need to create a stronger connection, and we need to focus on this re-educating of our people, especially in
Mhm.
the continent and also in diaspora as well. One funny thing the Western world they do, they try to create this disconnect between
Mhm.
Africans on the continent and Africans living in diaspora. Most of our people, when they want to come to America, they will tell them that, oh, you come in here, if we'll give you a visa, you should not connect with the Africans in America. That these people, they are bad people, they are gangsters, they are this, they are that. If you're gonna be making
Mhm.
friends with them, we're going to deport you back, and
Mhm.
you will not be able to do what you are doing there. All the money you spend will be wasted. They will put fear into the African person.
Mhm.
Then at the same time, they'll be telling the African people back home, the African Americans, that, oh, Africans in the continent, they are backward people, they are
Mhm.
primitive, they have a lot
Mhm.
of disease in them. You should not connect with them. That if you connect with them, you will get disease, you will get Ebola, you will get this, you will get that, you will get that.
Mhm.
Don't even talk. So they create this
Disconnect.
device.
Mhm.
So when
Mhm.
both people actually meet, this one will be having bias against this one will be having bias against this one. So you say
Mhm.
most people coming from Africa, they don't when they go to America, they don't want to join any liberation movement. They don't want to join any. They don't want to. They want to near close. They just want to be on their own and focus on doing what they are doing there. They don't want to unite. There's this
Mhm.
kind of thing that is ongoing there. They will say, "Oh, people from Africa, they are scammers. Oh,
Uh-huh.
don't go there. Don't even talk to them. They're just all about your money." Why it is true to some extent that we have some people scamming people online. You cannot say everybody from Africa or from Nigeria is a scammer.
Mhm.
Just like the way you cannot say everybody from America is a bad, you don't generalize. Okay,
Mhm.
so this kind of thing, we see this kind of going back and forth to create this disconnect between African Americans and Africans living on the continent. It is a deliberate flaw. Right now, they're also doing it right inside Africa. Some people in South Africa will be trying to create this disunity between Nigeria and South Africa. They will say, "Oh, all the Nigerians are bad people. They are coming to take our jobs. They are coming to do this, do that, do that, do that." So it will be making African people, South African people, to be resentful towards Nigerian people. Somebody is doing all this thing on purpose to create division among black people so that we cannot unite.
Mhm.
So when you see some kind of things, you will understand. Now there's a new one. Some people calling themselves foundational Black Americans, claiming that they have no connection with African people, and they are still Black people. That one is even more funny for me. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
why is this
that's
somebody.
yeah. There's a lot of controversy going on in our community.
Yes.
I don't. I hope we get. I pray to the ancestors that we get it together, and that we come to a understanding. But I'm kind of perplexed in both of them. I kind of understand both parties, what they're each one is saying.
Okay.
I understand what first, the Black Association is saying, the Foundation of Black Americans, and then I understand again what the
Mm-hmm.
Africans are saying as well. Uh, at some point we're going to have to meet in the middle. And of course, you know, what happened to us, we were isolated in different areas when things happened to us. And so, and I think
Yes,
the foundation of Black Americans, because of the things that happened to us, and the things that we seen our ancestors go through, we kind of want to hold on to that heritage as well. We don't want
mhm.
it to be absorbed and disappeared. Some of us. So it's just that we have to come to a common ground, and it's something that we need to do
Yes,
together and not have them in it, because
yeah,
you're the reason why we're like this. We don't need to be dealing with it. We're going to be doing anything, we need to be coming together, having discussions, and leave them out of it, because if they get
exactly.
into it, it's just going to be raggedy. It's not going to be good, and we're not going to be able to be strong the way we need to be. So at some point, I hope that it's worked out and that we come to some type of agreement. I don't like what's going on with that. I don't.
Yes, me too. We should be uniting under the banner of Pan Africanism, not tearing ourselves. I see some people that are. It's like they have been paid by some foreign body to cause this. They just for whatever reason. There are some elements that are not interested in seeing African people unite, because once we unite, it's like game over for them. So
Yeah.
they are just looking for any opportunity to create division. Where there is no division, where there is no tension, they want to create tension. I see this all the time, and I know that it is foreign bodies, foreign actors that are at play, saboteurs. They use some of blackface that are people that there are some of us that will do anything for money. Some of us that
Yeah.
don't care. They will use those kind of
Yeah.
people to be tearing us
Yeah.
apart. If it's not the black pastors, it will be somebody that is so overzealous about our unity that we be turning our people to scamming our people. We have some of these
Mm-hmm.
people there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that called himself the thief of Pan Africanism, that is always taking
Mm-hmm.
people money and never building a school.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We have this kind
Uh-huh.
of people that we see in our community causing problems. We see some people calling themselves some Tariq something something causing problems.
Uh-huh.
They will always be there. But the good thing is that we will prevail. We will prevail. You will always see a
Mm-hmm.
Judas, but we will prevail,
And
according
it's
to Bob
always
Marley.
someone in our community that look just like us, that
Exactly. That they will
compromises
send.
our people.
Yes.
Uh, and it
Yes.
has been information to come out about the Pan African, the Prince of Pan African.
Pan
It has
Africa.
come out that he
Yes.
may be that he may be a FBI agent. And see,
I
we
am not
don't.
surprised. I am not. I am not. I
That's
will not be
information.
surprised. Yes.
Yeah, so that I've heard that he might be a FBI agent, and so we already know that Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, they worked with the FBI.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Can you
so
imagine? So
they
this
would use
our
our own.
so-called
Yeah.
puppet leaders, they are puppet leaders that they want to use to destroy the movement, claim that they are working to advance the movement, but in
Mhm.
essence, in secret, they are working against the movement. So we should be careful of this kind of puppet people. There we have them. Even in Nigeria, we have a lot of them. We have them everywhere. They will
You
come
do.
into Pan Africanism and they will tear it
Mhm.
down. They will destroy it. They will take people's money and just waste people's time, waste people's energy. There are some organizations here you're going to find in Africa claiming that they are doing this Pan Africans. Here, I've come across some of them. Then when people
Mhm.
get in, we ask you to be contributing money that they are using that money to forward to promote Pan African ideas. They are using it to do
Mhm.
this, to do that. But once you enter, it's just a scam. They are not going anywhere.
Mhm.
They're going to
Mhm.
extract all your money, waste your time and energy, and Africa will still be backward and still be indebted. So we should be careful
Mhm.
about all those kind of movements. Okay,
Yeah.
anybody that
Uh,
is not promoting, teaching the truth about Africans history and promoting the spirituality as the only source of our where we get our spiritual or guidance or principles, we should be susceptible. We should be careful about those kind of people. We should be
mhm.
careful about them because these people, you will see somebody that is a Christian, he goes to church every Sunday, and he will be talking about Pan Africanism. Is it possible? You cannot be a Pan African when you are still a Christian. It will not work. It will not work. Or a
You.
hardcore Muslim.
Mhm.
Somebody will
I
chant
mean.
Black Lives Matter from Monday to Saturday. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. We want freedom, we want equality. On Sunday, then we carry the Bible, dress up, and go to church and be praying to a white Jesus on Sunday. Then on Monday again, then we say Black Lives Matter. It is an oxymoron. You can never free yourself until you free yourself spiritually.
In your mind.
You can never
Yeah.
free yourself physically. That is the way it is. So I am careful of this kind of people that are saying this, and they are hardcore Christians and Muslims. Some of them are reverends
Mhm.
in the church, and they still say they are fighting white supremacy. You're fighting white supremacy, and you're praying. You all your money, all the energy of your people, you are using it to build churches to miseducate your own people, to miseducate the public. You all your intervention is to sell Bibles and deceive the people that Jesus Christ is their only savior. At the same time, you
Mhm.
claim to be fighting white supremacy. You are still fighting for equality. It's impossible. The
Mhm.
white person will never respect us if we don't break ourselves away from Christianity, because they cannot give you every the most painful thing. They still give you your spiritual system, and you still think that they will never allow you to be equal with them because you are copying
Mm-mm.
them. And original
Mhm.
and a copy can never be the same. Original documents
Mm-mm.
is not the same as a photocopied document. So when we follow them like this, we will become forever photocopied documents, which can be discarded anytime at all. You can see a fake document, a photocopied document, and nothing will happen. But if you destroy the original, it's a big problem. So until we
Mhm.
become original in ourselves, we will never be equal in the world, and we will never see that respect that we are looking for in the eyes of
Mhm.
other races. This is the thing. This is just the way it is. They will never
Mhm.
respect the African man until the African man
Never.
goes back to his roots. They will never
Yes.
respect us.
Now,
Already,
one of
the
our one
Asian
thing
people are
about,
already treating us bad.
and I've told people that you
Yes,
think the same people that enslave you, do you actually believe that they're going to give you a God that has power in it? Do you actually believe that?
to free you.
I have to ask
I
people that
wonder.
stuff.
I wonder.
I
I
ask
wonder.
them
The same
that.
thing we asked them. It's a very sad situation. But most of our people, they're like vampires. These black and pastors. They call them daddy GOs, general overseers in Nigeria. They are very rich. They are billionaires essentially. They have private jets and all that. What they do is that they'll continue from where the white colonizers stop, and they just take money from the African people, tell them they say sugar candy lies in blackface, and promise them heaven, promise them do fake miracles. We call it arranging miracles. Every
Mhm.
day you see on Sundays like this, you go to their service, they always heal people. They're from brand new wheelchairs. So they always raise people from the dead. They do all sort of fake miracles, all sort of lies, but people are still suffering and dying. In Nigeria, we have a serious case of insecurity. It's at the peak. They kidnap people every day, terrorists or ice swaps. They're opening shops in every state in Nigeria every day. The government does nothing. The religious bodies, nothing. They even kidnap pastors a lot. Pastors pay ransoms. No
Mhm.
angel flies from heaven to rescue any pastor. They are having a feast day right now in Nigeria. And it is just so painful. The gods these people venerate does nothing. Does nothing. The God pay ransoms. Even Jesus Christ, they pay ransom for Nigeria. It is such a shame.
Mhm.
So you see, the God is powerless. And I give examples of them. So I tell the Christians here, see, you see, Israel is fighting Palestine every day in Gaza. We see this on Al Jazeera. Did you see any angel coming to fight for Israel? You pray to God of Israel to come and fight your battles. Israel used weapons, real bullets and missiles to kill people in Gaza. You don't see any angel Gabriel, angel, even the so-called Moses, and you don't see any miracle of parting the Red Sea or any. They come with physical guns and bullets and tanks. So you pray to God of Israel. Why God of Israel is investing in technology to defend itself? They have Iron Dome missile defense systems. They know they can die. So which power does their God have, if not the power of science? So I tell
Mhm.
my African Christians here to open their eyes. Many of them are just gullible. They don't want to, they are used to the spiritual laziness because they have been made to be lazy, to don't want to
Oh
do things
gosh.
by themselves, don't want to take
Mhm.
responsibility. These are adults though.
Mhm.
They don't want to take it, they just want somebody to solve all their problems for them. God will come and save
Mhm.
us. God will, every little thing
Mhm.
the Nigerian is quick to call God. They will start every meeting with God and lie throughout the meeting and then end it with God again. The average Nigerian Christian is a God addict. It's a God addict. And this God
Mhm.
business is a very big business of selling God in Africa.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to sell their gods to you. They want to sell every church will tell you that you will go to hell, that they are the ultimate truth. So this
Mhm.
spiritual laziness is making Africa backward. It is making our people stupid. So at the time I get to insult them, I have to start cursing them, insulting them, because it's stupidity of the highest order. You're waiting for God to solve your problem where God has given you a brain. So if you're not using
Mhm.
your brain now, what are you contributing to humanity? Even the
Mhm.
Bibles, many of them are carrying around, is printed in China. The
Mhm.
microphones they used to talk in their church, the speakers they used to pray, it is all printed in,
Mhm.
made in China, made in Japan. And the Chinese people, the Japanese people, they are not even Christians.
Yep.
Your God, I don't know what the God is doing for them. Even the cars they drive, they are the same people that say don't get on yoke with unbelievers. I tell them it is not a juju man from Japan that made the Toyota car you are driving. The Japanese are
Mhm.
not Christian people, but they're driving cars made by juju men. What
Mhm.
does your God need to say about this? Is it not an evil car? But in Africa, yeah, if you see an African person practice African spirituality, you shun the person. So it is stupidity
Mhm.
and insanity. If you hate all other religion, you think they will go to hell, you must not use the product made by them to promote your own Christianity. The same thing we see with the Boko Haram people. They say Western education is abomination. Western education is dangerous. But the AK-47 they are using is made by the so-called Western education. The guns, the
Mhm.
missiles, they should be using bow and arrows or whatever the Mohammed left them to be using. Nowadays they are using drones, but they call themselves Boko Haram. It's very stupid people. And spiritual laziness is something brainwashing them. Now, many of them want to go to heaven. The Christians, they are paying rent in earth, but they want to go to live in a mansion of gold, something that you did
Mhm.
not work for. Is it not stealing? What are you doing to make earth a better place? Nothing. You just pray and pray and pray. God will do everything for you. The Muslims want to go to heaven, to go to get 72 virgins in heaven. This is their dream. They want to go and enjoy in paradise with strippers in paradise. So they're not going to make this a better place. You see all these religions deceiving people left, right, and center. It's making our people to be docile, and
Mhm.
it's a very painful thing to see all this happening. So that is why we need to be talking about it, exposing the evils of this religion, calling the
Mhm.
religion at, and at the same time, we need to be teaching our people about the truths that these religions are hiding. So this is the work that we need to be doing. It's a work that is cut out for us. Cut out for us. We
I
must
agree.
come out here, talk about them, let them know that African spirituality is a very, very variable alternative to all this nonsense that is out there. We must keep talking about the topic, talking about the benefits, applications, and what it can do for our people. It will
Yeah.
bring spiritual clarity. It will bring prosperity. It will bring protection. It will bring
Mhm.
happiness. All the good things we are looking for, you will find it inside African spirituality. So we need
And
to be out here.
another example I like to use with when trying to talk to the people, especially when it comes to spirituality. I have to point to Haiti because Haiti didn't call on Jesus to get their independence. They called on their ancestors. So
Can
I
you
have to
imagine?
remind people that
Yes, yes,
if
now.
you want your
It,
independence, you want this to stop. You have to call on your ancestors. You're gonna have to stop. That Christianity got
exactly.
to go.
Exactly. Yes, it's got to go. It is a perfect example. That is why they are always trying to do something bad. They don't want to get their hands off Haiti. It's like they keep on punishing them. Till now, they are still paying colonial tax to France. They make
Surely
sure
is.
that the
Surely
Haiti is not
is.
a balanced and prosperous people. They keep attacking ALT till now, still doing all these bad things. For you to be free from Christianity or any of these foreign religion, you have to call on your ancestors. It's only your ancestors that have the power to free you. That is why they tell you don't call on your ancestors, don't call on your ancestors. Your ancestors are demons. Don't talk to them, destroy your ancestral terrain. They don't want anything to free you. For you to be free, you must call on your ancestors. As you keep calling your ancestors, they will listen to the call and they will come to free you from the shackles or from the enslavement of these religions. We need to call our ancestors. It's a simple thing. We must call them. So I encourage the calling, and we must also teach our people too. I teach them. I do a lot of teaching. Since I've been
Mhm.
able to liberate so many people from Christianity, since I started my own African spirituality ministry, I've liberated a lot of souls, and I keep
Mhm.
liberating our people. When people see the raw knowledge, two things will happen to them. Some will run into their shell. Some that are already thinking about this line that this religion is not working for me. When they see the truth,
Mhm.
they embrace it. Why some people still need time to accept it.
Mhm.
Some we need time to really do their own research. Just give them time. Don't
Mhm.
force them, but tell them about
Yeah.
the truth and give them time. Then we go two,
Mhm.
3 years. When they have satisfied themselves, their curiosity, then we start coming back. So we need to be firm. I know
Yeah.
that within the next 10 years, a lot of Africans will drop the religion because the religion have
Yeah.
failed so many people
It
and it
has.
keeps failing us. It
I
has nothing to offer us except more
I
chains.
can't I can't tell you how many people come to me who have experienced religious trauma with Christianity and how we get over
Mhm.
there in our hoodoo community and me having to help them deconstruct Christianity because they really
Yes,
believe in this hell and heaven. And so I have to
exactly,
go and show them materials and our
exactly.
resources that we have on here and so they can start getting that stuff out of there because it's a lie. They didn't brainwash us, and it's just a lot of work we have to
Brainwash.
do with our family, with our people to get that brainwashing out of there because I mean, they sat in the
Exactly.
church for years believing this crap, and now it's gonna take them time to get that stuff out of their mind and start embracing the
Yes,
spiritual practices of their
yes.
ancestors, and it takes time. And this is what, and I have to explain to them,
It
this is
takes
what
time.
intergenerational trauma does. This is what trauma
Exactly.
does.
This is it. It's what trauma does. Imagine years of going to church where you have been conditioned and trained to believe something and to be so up. And the worst thing is that in Africa, yeah, they create have been able to create a kind of survival mode system whereby
Mhm, mhm,
what
mhm.
we have here in Nigeria, people are just only thinking about what to eat the next day,
Mhm,
how to pay their rent. They make it that
mhm,
people are they have been able to weaponize poverty against people to make people are poor. They don't have time to want to read. They don't have time to want to ask questions. They don't even have time to want to question the government or want to fight. They just want to eat and sleep and rest.
mhm,
They have
mhm,
put a lot of people inside this kind of situation whereby people
mhm.
don't care about anything. They don't care about the religion. They just let me just get something to eat and sleep and I'll be fine. If I can
Yeah.
just go to this work and I get my little salary at the end of the month, I'll be fine. If I just can be able to pay my rent or just build just one tiny house in this lifetime, I don't have to pay rent, I'll be fine. They don't think beyond that because they have weaponized
Mhm.
poverty
Yeah.
with the policies that they have created, and they keep tightening these policies every day. It is on purpose, so people don't even have time to think anymore.
Yeah.
It's they have been attacked. It's a spiritual attack. I tell people spiritual attack is not any attack that is not physical. When somebody insults you, it's a spiritual attack. When somebody spread lies against you, tell people that what is not true. When somebody deceives you, it's a spiritual
Spiritual
attack.
attack.
Instead of teaching you the truth, they teach you lie, spiritual attack.
Mhm,
All these are
mhm.
different forms of spiritual attack.
It's
When the
attack.
government officials choose not to build infrastructure, uses his pen to write and sign away money that is supposed to use to build hospitals or build roads. There's still that money, then there's no hospital, there's no road. People will start dying as a result of this. It's also a spiritual attack. So we are being
Mhm,
attacked every day
mhm.
spiritually from every aspect of our life that people are so confused. They don't
Yeah.
even know what to do. They are just bamboozled from morning till night. They just want to, okay, I'm looking for just to survive. They are not in what they say comfort zone of poverty. They don't have any dreams. All their dreams have died, all their hopes have died, all their aspirations. We see these people a lot in Africa, and it's so sad to see them. When you see them, you see frustration written all over their face. They have accepted their fates. These ones, you will say they cannot be saved anymore. They are going to die in ignorance and poverty, and they will not even know any good thing in life at all. So their only hope is to go to heaven. You see where they put the people? So
Mhm.
religion sells when there is poverty. Religion sells where there is misery. Religion sells where there is sorrow. If you go to Europe
Mhm.
today, people don't go to church because the things they're supposed to be praying for, the government already provided for you. When the government, you already have lights, you have security, you have money, you have good jobs. What is there anything to pray for? Nothing to pray for because the government is supposed to be your God, supposed to provide the things you need to make life better. But when you take away all these things, religion will strive because people will not be
Yeah.
praying for roads. Government's supposed to do your road. They'll be praying to get
Mhm.
job. And government's supposed to give you job. They'll be praying to get water or medicine. Government's supposed to do it. Or then you see miracle pastors coming to pray, to do fake miracles to heal you, all these scammers. Religion
Mhm.
strive where there is poverty and hardship. So Africa like this is designed to be this way. Look at the so-called Latin American countries too. They are designed in Nicaragua, Venezuela, Peru, even Haiti. The poverty is created to make those people uncomfortable, to make those people need religion, to make those people look at heaven. You see why we are under
Mhm.
serious spiritual attack. And they use their infrastructures, they use their IMF, they use World Bank, they use United Nations. All these are claiming to help you, but they are the structures of neocolonialism that is spreading the poverty all over the world, weaponizing the poverty by the policies that they make, indebting countries, stealing our natural resources, paying next to pianos for it, all in the name that they are developing you, enslaving our future generations, then they say they are helping you. It is not helping anybody. So the people, them, a lot of African people, we have to suffer and probably die until they come back to their senses. And we now start to say, okay, now when you start to practice African spirituality, you see life differently. Your orientation changes. You start maximizing your resources, and you
Mhm.
have a better chance of surviving this onslaught of spiritual attack. You don't focus on the things that will waste your time and energy. You focus on
Mhm.
building your own self, building your community, using your resources to fight against those evil stuff that they are pushing for you. So it is still the only way, or it's still our only hope of restoration. Let me use it that way. And we are confident in the victory of good over evil, according to Bob Marley. Everywhere is war.
Yeah. I'm
Hello?
in the chat right now trying to see if anyone has any questions to ask you. So I'm trying to see if anyone has
Okay.
any if you have any questions for him, please put them in the chat.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So no
So
problem. I'm happy. I'm happy to talk to you.
okay, so I had another question about Obeah. Is there initiation for Obeah? Do you have to be initiated into that?
The initiation, there are levels of initiation. First of all, the spirits will initiate you if you want to be on the path. Your spirits, your ancestors, most of us like we are now we trapped in this Christianity within one or two generations. Our parents were giving Christianity, we were born into it. In our previous lifetime, many of us have been practicing African spirituality. Some of us are even medicine men. We are well vested. So the spirits are the ones that will initiate you. Spirits, when the spirit initiates you, you start learning the process. As you grow in the process, you become stronger and stronger and stronger. As you partake in certain rituals, I encourage people to do nature rituals if they want to get stronger. Doing water offerings is very, very important. When you do water offerings, you programming the water bodies in the earth with your intentions, with your will, with your desires. Very, very important for connecting yourself because the water bodies, the rivers, the sea, they connect all over the earth, and water is life. And there's a lot of
Yep.
energy. Even we are walking bodies of water. 70% of our body is made of water.
Mhm.
When we breathe this oxygen, we also breathe in the water element. So you must connect yourself to the earth if you want to be initiated. So water offerings are very, very important. Nature offerings are very, very important. Full moon offerings are very, very important. All this is all the things that you will do that will open gateways into the spirit world. I talked about this. Let me introduce my books. There's something we talk about plasma physics, which I have been talking about in my channel. Plasma ring is the fourth state of matter. In science, they will tell you matter have three states: solid, liquid, and gas. But when you go beyond this, they will tell you they have a fourth state, which is the plasma state. And this plasma state, you will notice the Western educational curriculum does not really talk much about it. But this plasma state is the spirit world, and it is part of our world. The deities we are talking about, this Obeah, elements of the ancestors, the infernal, celestial, elementals, they all exist in this plasma state. So for you to be strong or for you to be aware of this, you need to find a way to get into the plasma states. So we get into this plasma state by doing certain kind of offerings to open the gateway for us to
Okay.
access these states. These offerings may be but not limited to animal sacrifice, water offerings, elemental fire offerings. Let me say fire rituals. We have major
Mhm.
five elements: the earth elements, the fire element, the air elements. We have another one, the blood elements, because we have plasma in the blood. It's very, very important. Every living thing as a mama, you have blood in you. We are all connected. This blood have crystals, energetic crystals. When you offer animal sacrifices, you open the plasma ring directly to certain energies of rim of the ancestors. So there are gateways to go into this spirit world to get that consciousness. For you to open that gateway, you have to be doing this from time to time. It is part of the
Mhm.
science of Obeah.
Mhm.
So you must know all these things. You must be doing it. Our ancestors have been doing it. We are doing it. The so-called people that are blasting all this, they do it secretly, but they will not
Yeah.
tell you. So to increase your awareness, you must be doing all this right from time to time. Very, very important. This will
Okay.
open the gateway to access this ring, to access this spirit. That is where the deities will come to you. So to know about the plasma ring, I have been able to write a book. This is my uh
Okay.
the recent one, Plasma Physics and African Spirituality, the fourth
Okay.
state of matter. I talked about how to access this ring, the things that you need that to access the ring to allow the deities to come through to this side. The deities, they are here with us, but they can't come into this physical world if we don't invite them, if we don't call them. We need to call
And
them in.
and so this would be a. Would you say that this will be an ancestral process when you start communicating with
Yes,
your ancestors? Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
perfectly. Yes, because
Okay.
the ancestors are connected to us by blood. So we need to open that gateway for them to come in. It's a very powerful gateway. Well, we must know about it. In this book, I talked about this very thing, this plasma physics. And I talked about the sun as the giant energy of plasma that we have in the earth. And the sun is what these Western people, ancient African people studied how the sun creates its energy. And this is how they were able to create the certain things we call nuclear reactors. The nuclear
Okay.
reactors we have today, they work in the same process as the sun. So with these reactors or these generators, you can be able to create unlimited energy that you can use for anything that you want to use. This is where we are going in the future of the world today. We are going to be
Mhm.
creating all this very soon. When we create this kind of engines or generators, or they don't need refueling because they recycle their own energy. So imagine such kind of engines, you can use it to travel into deep space because you don't
Mhm.
need fuel. You can travel anywhere you want to go in the galaxy. And you will get this science from plasma physics. You will get this technology from plasma physics. And guess what? This plasma physics is from African spirituality, the
Okay.
Obeah.
Okay.
You will get it inside. Obeah simply
Okay, let's.
means Sorcerer,
Could you
or
bring it
is
closer to the camera so we can
spiritualist.
see a book? I want everybody to see the book. Bring it a little closer.
This is
There
the
you go.
plasma physics and African spirituality. So
And where
this
can you
book,
get the
I
book?
was able to, yeah, I sell the book. Oh, I sell it. They can you can contact me for the book. It's on my channel,
Okay.
then on my website or River of Knowledge. Then another thing they need to know about again is quantum physics. Before you know more about this plasma physics, you need to know a bit about quantum physics. Quantum physics is that part of physics that study the visible and invisible world. Talks about the atomic structure, because for you to go into the invisible world, you need to pass through the atom, because the atom is the smallest indivisible element of nature. So from the quantum realm, you access the plasma realm, and this plasma realm is the ultimate spiritual realm, while the quantum realm is a nexus of physical and invisible. So these two go together. I wrote this one first about almost 7 years ago before I bring this one this year. So we need to tap into this science to know about the origin of the this science. Now, if they want to talk about quantum physics in the Western world, they make it very, very complicated,
They do.
difficult to
They
understand.
do.
They
They
make it
do.
that you will think it's only genius that can understand it, but that's a lie.
Hmm.
It is in our own spiritual system. What they study there is the proton, neutron, electron, these three things, how it combines together. When you go beyond these new electrons, you will see quarks and specks. If you go beyond the quarks and specks, you have that gone into the full spirit world. Now, what the
Hmm.
topics I talked about here, I talked about dark matter, the essence, importance of dark matter. I talked about time travel, space travel, I talked
Hmm.
about a negative space, very, very important negative space, and the evil forest. Now, the evil
Hmm.
forest is the place where our ancestors used to trap negative energy, because negative energy is part of nature. And there are some human beings that carry this negative energy in them. And how do you know that they carry the negative energy? Because they do evil things. They do evil things. So we have the bad people all over the place.
Yep.
We know them.
Hmm.
Many of them in the Western world, these liars, these pastors, the pedophiles, the priests, the evil people that do evil, they have
Hmm.
negative energy. In those days, our ancestors know these people, the street people. So we need to isolate them from our communities. And we call these places evil forests so that they don't reincarnate back into the community. But now we don't isolate them anymore. They have destroyed all these places. So the evil people, they are
Hmm.
now running things in the world. Many of them are now
Mm.
pastors, some of them are presidents, some of them are
Mm.
in big positions doing bad things, spreading evil all over the world now. So we need to know about these negative people so that when we see them, we can identify them and we know that it's one of the negative people. So negative space,
Mhm.
the evil forest, you need to know about it. You need to know about all these topics. I talk about the wormhole, the black hole, all these are elements. I talk about 666, composition of this
Mm.
666. What does it
Mhm.
mean? I talked about melanin. All these are topics that our people need to know about. That the Western world, they will never tell you the truth. Your church will never talk about it. Quran will never talk about it. Only in
Mhm.
African spirituality you will find this knowledge. So that is
Because
why I
it's a
wrote this book.
science.
So after
Because our
reading Quantum,
yeah, because we have mapped spirituality down to a
yes,
science, and they are teaching you. I don't know what they teaching over there in those religions, but they don't want you to have the science for it because once you know how it works, you're gonna want to leave out of that religion because it doesn't work. It has no science in it.
exactly. Exactly. That is the thing. This is the reason why I wrote all this. That's why I went into writing, because I discovered that now our people need to know all this knowledge. They need to know these things. So, and we don't have any books in Africa that are talking about this thing. Most of our spiritual people, they don't write stuff down. They don't write
Mm.
for many. This it's very difficult to write things down. And also, too, they are not encouraged. African people, as I say, don't even read much. So how do we
Mm.
help? But we must write. And the good thing is that our people are coming back. That we want to ask for direction. That we want to know. So I wrote these books for them, and I will keep writing books. I have many books I want to write. These two very
Mhm.
important because it will show you this knowledge, that how it connects. That you will know that the origin of science is from Africa. This modern day science is from our African spirituality. So African spirituality, we have the power to do anything we want to do,
Mhm.
especially this one. This one will shock so many. It's already shocking so many people. That some people
Now
don't believe
somebody
that
said
I wrote this book.
somebody asked the question and said, where do they put the offerings? Uh,
The
where do they
offering.
put the offerings if we don't have an altar? And
Okay.
that's someone's
Yeah,
question
everywhere in
here.
the altar, the whole earth is the altar. If you live in near the sea or near the river, you put your offerings inside the river, you throw it in. I encourage you to put food items when you want to do food items that fishes can eat. Don't throw sweets or chocolates with the plastic wrapper. Don't pollute the water bodies. Make sure that it's something that is biodegradable that you are putting in there so that it can biodegrade. It will not pollute the environment. Prepare the things in a way, slice it very little so that the fishes or animals in the river can eat it. Some of the
Mhm.
deities, they come in form of nature animals. They have the spirit in them. So when they eat it, they accept the offering. And when you're going to do the offering, introduce yourself, call your name, greet the river, tell them the intention because some people don't talk. Another way, you must talk what you want because you are also a spirit. You must state your
Mhm.
intentions so they must hear it. A friend of mine been doing river offering for so long, he doesn't talk. The thing doesn't work, but immediately starts talking. He's surprised that everything changes. And right now is things are working well for him. So you must state your intentions. You must talk. Tell them what you want the gods or the deities in the river, what you want them to do for you. Address the offering directly to who you want to receive the offering. Then throw the offerings in, make it biodegradable, and you get results. When you do, the science have shown that when you speak to water, you change the molecules of the water. I have done that video
Mhm.
in my
They
channel. I
talked
called it
about that.
water memory. You will see
Mhm.
how science have proved that when you talk to water bodies, the kind of energy you give to it, it will crystallize
Mhm.
into it, and it can stay inside like that for 6 months. So you can
Mhm.
change water elements by speaking to it, by putting your intentions, by praying over it. So when you do water offerings, you programming your intentions into the earth directly. So what this does is that you are changing reality. It's very, very powerful stuff. So I encourage people to do that a lot. Then you can leave some offerings in the head. Maybe if you have a three-road junction, there's a nexus spot. We call it ley lines of energy. Where three
Mhm.
or more
I
roads
talked
meet,
about
there's an
that.
energy center
Mhm.
that goes
Mhm.
into the earth. So when you do offerings at the three road junction, you pushing your intentions directly into the body of the earth to materialize faster. Very, very important place to put your offerings. You can also put it in the forest, certain place in the forest at certain trees. You leave it under, you push your intentions, you're pushing your energy inside. So nature rituals, also fire rituals too. You pushing your energy into this element and it materialize faster. So the whole earth is your altar. If you don't have a physical altar, don't worry. Doing nature is the best way.
Mhm.
Most times
And
we have
because
the altar as home to focus.
I
Yes.
hope that answered your question, Keisha. Now the next question we have going on up here, somebody Mark D for can you see that on the screen? He
No,
says,
my
"How
screen.
do I know if this is right for me? If the path is right for
Uh,
them?"
we have an intuition. This thing we call intuition. You will know if it's right for you. It will come naturally. When you do it, you don't just free your mind, free yourself. Just do it quite naturally. It will come if you the right thing. Your spirit will tell you. We all have a personal guardian angel that if
Mhm.
nobody is there, it's supposed to direct you, your conscience. If you are doing the
Mhm.
right thing, you will know. If you are doing the wrong thing, you will know. If you do it wrongly, you will also know.
Yes,
So
you will
next time you
know.
will do it better. That
Mhm.
thing guides us. There are some times that I did some things that I know I did it wrongly. And I will go back to do it again. Till next time, I will do it better this time. They say practice makes perfect. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid. Just go with the flow. And
Mhm.
what feels right is right. If we just as you begin to do it, you will start getting more ideas on how to do it better. The spirits will not come when you dress close to them. They dress close to you. They will tell you how to do it. Do it like this. Do it like this. Do it like this. You get better results. You just go with the flow. It's a learning process. You learn
Mhm.
with the process.
Now, one of
Okay,
my
that's
things
it.
that when I started my ancestors during I don't know where they're taking me. I just follow the ancestors. But I remember one of my rituals, they had me doing it outside. I was speaking those prayers or invocations, and instantly the environment
Mm-hmm.
started to respond to the ritual. So you would
Mm-hmm.
definitely know
Yes.
the animals will start to respond, the environment will
Yes.
respond, whether it's the wind blowing or, fish jumping out the
Yes,
water,
you are right.
bright
You are right
birds.
about.
You,
I have
you're going to
experienced
see.
that number of times. Especially immediately you start doing something, you will see it instantly. When the offering is
Hmm.
accepted to you, will also know. You will feel that shift in the environment
Hmm.
that this thing you are doing has been accepted. It will just happen. It's like a magnetic, electromagnetic something. You will feel it.
Hmm.
You will know.
Hmm.
Sometimes even before you do the right step, you have already started seeing the result of the right that you are doing.
Hmm.
So I will encourage
Hmm.
people to just keep doing it. So that is it. So I'm
Yes.
happy.
Anyone
Then I
else
want to talk
got
about
any
this
questions?
other book too.
Okay,
This
go ahead.
one, Walking in the Shadow of the Gods. I put over 200 spells here. People that are interested in spell casting, this book will be good for them. African spells. I'll be able to put over 200. The first chapter is on herbs, different kind of herbs. I put in the botanical name, so it's easy for you to get the herb and what the herb
Okay.
done. This book is the result of years of research of things that work in my practice, and I put it here. So it will help people to advance their knowledge of African spirituality, to help them to know how to do things, how to do many things. It will increase their capacity, their body of knowledge. Powerful book. This book is worth having as well. It is part of preserving some of our stuff, our formulas for African spirituality. Very, very important. Then this last one, which part of our main tape? This one is for African people when that want to connect with the deities organically. You don't want to pass through any middleman. We have issues of many fake spiritualists in Africa, especially in the internet, claiming that we help you. When people fly to Nigeria, they're just fake people, but you will not know any
Hmm.
better because you don't know anything about African spirituality. They just scam people from morning to night. So I wrote this book so that people can get into African spirituality with by knowing the deity by themselves, by doing the rituals by themselves to connect. So
Hmm.
in this book, I put in some Kemetic deity here. I started with Eshu because Eshu is very important. Eshu is the road opener. I talked about the
Hmm.
philosophy of Eshu, the nature of Eshu, how to connect with Eshu. I talked
Hmm.
about Ampu, which they call Anubis, the deity of the dead.
Hmm.
We need this deity for regeneration. It's inside here. Amera is also here too. Amera representing the sun is here. Santisma Moriete is also here. Another interesting deity. Then Set is also here. It is so-called destroyer, the devil. I have to put Set because destruction is part of nature, whether we like it or not. So this book will expose you to some powerful principles that we have in Africa that you cannot do without them. Whether you like it or not, the sun will shine on everybody. Whether you like it or not, all of us will die. Whether you like it or not, we will make decisions every day. So these are
Hmm.
some important deities that are part of us. So we must learn how to work with them. So this book will help people that want to connect to African spirituality. It will help them to connect with the deity directly without me, without any middleman. They just read the book and practice, do the rituals inside, and they connect themselves to the practice. This book will help people a lot. So the four of them are so far the books I have written based on my practice of African spirituality. As we go deeper, we need to be bringing this information out to people and also
Hmm.
bring the information for the next generation. So this is why I'm writing
Hmm.
this book, books. Next year I will write another one. That one will be a very powerful book of spell. That one will be a little bit dark, but it needs to come out. People need to
Hmm.
know how to defend themselves. So that book will be
Hmm.
focused on offense and defense. So I'm still compiling that one. It's going to be a very powerful book too. I'll put all my darkest spells into that one. I'll release this thing into the universe. It is part of the practice. Okay,
Yeah.
it's part of the practice
Yeah.
of the
It
science is
is.
discovering.
We're
So,
always
mhm.
growing. I had to tell
So
someone, as you do your work, especially if the ancestors are giving you work to do, it'll be simple. But as you move on,
yeah,
you're gonna see your work get more and more advanced. More and more advanced.
yes,
The
you get advanced. So
yes.
yes, so you must grow. When you get to a certain level of your practice, you already master that part and you already achieved the aim. a new one, a new deity will be introduced to you. Then you work with that deity, you master that one. A new one. This is how we keep growing, growing, growing. Even right now, if I tell you the things that I'm doing now, you'll be shocked. These are things
Yeah.
that I never dreamed that I'll be doing. But
Mhm.
now, it's the only way forward is to go through. So I still learn. Oh, I'm not there yet, too, but I've
Mhm.
been to a level whereby I can be able to direct people that are coming into the practice that this is what you need to be doing. Meanwhile, I still learn. You learn till you
Mhm.
transition. Nobody
Mhm.
knows it all. Nobody can
No,
claim.
we
If you
don't
know
not.
it
We
all,
don't.
God. I always tell people, sometimes when people come to do divination, one thing that a lot of practitioners always say that they have all the answers. No, the universe does not give us all the answers all the time. Oh. It is a little bit
Mm-mm.
that we show you at the time. If you know what will happen tomorrow and what will happen 10 years from now, life will be so uninteresting. There's no point living. What is
Yeah.
the point of living where you know everything? Life will be so boring. You will just want to
Mhm.
die and just end it all. So all the answers are not given at the same time. Don't tell people, don't
Mm.
deceive people that you have all the answers. Very few is given to us.
You don't.
So the joy is in discovering things. As you are discovering things, you will have that interest to want to keep living, want to keep going. If you know everything that okay, tomorrow this guy will give me this money, I will get this job, I will have a house, I will have 5 children. There's no point living anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, what is the fun of living? So
Yep.
those gaps are filled. There are sometimes you will do the consultation, you don't get any answer. But some fake spiritualists will tell you that they have all the answers all the time. That is a very big lie. Nobody have all the answers
No,
all the
no,
time.
no, you don't. You don't.
Mhm.
Because things are always
So
shifting, things are always changing.
these are people.
Uh, it, you
Exactly.
know, so no one all has all the answers. And this is a journey. It is a journey, and
It's a
it
journey.
is a
A
growing of
journey
you. So
of
you don't know
self-discovery.
everything.
This is it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you cannot know everything. No. You keep practicing, but you know enough to
But I
move to a certain extent. But say to see everything to the end, it's
mhm.
impossible. Mhm.
And it's just been
So
so
this is
great
it.
having you on here because just me having that conversation with you, this conversation and this discussion with you today, it gave me so much insight into my own practice and why I do the things I do. I'm just like,
Yes,
oh
yes.
my gosh, she's answering
Mhm.
so many questions. Because with hoodoo, I know a lot of people have tried to get me pulled into uh religion. I've had people to try to get me pulled into IFA. I don't know if that was real, but I've had people to try
Okay,
to
to
get me into
initiate you. Yes, we
to if
have that. So this initiation, people do it here. If I initiation, it's usually very expensive. Oh. And
mhm
the word initiation, first of all, let me clarify this one. Initiation simply means to begin. If you check the word meaning initiate, meaning to start something. So you being initiated does not mean that you you know it. You just like I want to go to a university. I already write an exam. They say I
mhm
have been given admission.
yeah,
So an
you've
100 level
initiated the
student in a
process.
university knows nothing. So many people think that when they initiate you, you know everything. They see initiation as graduation. Initiation is just beginning to say, okay, I want to start learning IFA. Then you go to meet an
Mhm
IFA priest and say, okay, before you start learning, you will do some rituals for you. You pay this, pay this, pay this. It's just like going into university and being accepted. Now that you have been initiated, you are now a student. You have to be learning under that babalao. So
mhm
you just started, you know nothing yet. A lot of people will just initiate that they run back to America or run back to say, I am initiated, I am now a babala. No, you are not. You are just a student.
mhm
You just starting to learn. So once
mhm
you indicate that interest, you pay your school fees. What happens? You spend 5 years in the school to learn, right? Before you dare give you at the end of the day, you write your thesis, then I graduate you. So the thing with African spirituality is that you enter to start, they do that initiation for you, but you never graduate because for you to say you graduate, it means that you have known everything. And it's impossible for
mhm
them to know everything. So you will never
mhm
graduate. So when I teach people in my program, I teach them a lot of things too. But I don't, some people will ask for graduation certificate. I don't give any graduation certificate because we keep learning
yeah
to certify that this piece of paper certified that I am now so. No, 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 no. The learning process doesn't end because you do things every
mhm
day. You do spells. You do a lot of workings. You learn till you die. So how can I say I want to? You are graduated. So you
mhm
being initiated does not mean anything to me. It just means that you do some rituals to tell the spirit that you want to learn that they should teach you are the best. The real people that are supposed to initiate you is the deities. The deities that will come to you to initiate you, and you will know that you have been initiated. They will come to you in the dream. They will come to you by some certain realization that you will receive. Once you get this realization, you know that you have now reached a new level of spiritual ascension. You will know this when you see it. So the initiation does not mean that you know it all. Most people think that they will come, they will charge you $10,000. Even people pay $20,000 for all these things, which is almost unnecessary. Waste of money. You
Mm-hmm.
fly to Africa, lodge in hotel, pay for air tickets, then you start spending money buying all sort of things, doing party for people. At the end of the day, then you just waste all this time and energy, and you know nothing. So what is the
Mm-hmm.
point? The knowledge is the power. When you have the knowledge inside you,
Uh-huh.
nobody, these people want to initiate. I will just tell you, buy this book. You initiate yourself with this book
Yeah.
inside the private temple. Simple.
Now this is what I've been telling people, like that, you
Uh-huh.
know, the spirit is going to initiate you. They are the one who's watching you, making sure that you're a mastering self.
Exactly.
There's certain things
Exactly.
you're not going to be
Exactly.
able to do if the spirits are not appeased and pleased with your
Exactly.
character. They're just not going to
Exactly.
show that to
Exactly.
you. And most of the things that you're going
Yes.
to be learning, you're going to be learning from a spirit. A person is not going to teach you. You're trying to follow a
I
spirit,
wonder.
so the person don't have the
I
answers.
wonder. I wonder. And the funny, I've met a lot of these people that initiated into the thing and they know nothing. I will just be laughing. Oh, they say you have been initiated. Oh, they will be very proud to tell you I have been initiated into IFA. But they know nothing. After being initiated, they still come back to me
Mm-hmm.
to come and be teaching them stuff. They still come back to me. And when I start teaching them stuff, they will say, this is now I have started learning. This now I am learning real African spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
Now they will say that they learn. I'll say, okay, where you are since when they initiate them, they don't teach them. If you want to do something, they will say bring money. You want to do any spell, they
Mm-hmm.
will say bring money. They will
Bring to
not
me.
teach them
Sure
how to
will.
do the spell.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I
what is
told him
making me
that.
angry. They will not
Mm-hmm.
teach you how to do the thing, but they will tell you, give us the money, we will do it for you. Give us the money.
Mm-hmm.
So they spend years. So because of these people, that is why I wrote this very book, because of this kind of thing that is happening. So I said, okay, how can we do this to solve this problem? To cut off this middleman thing, to cut off and I do this.
Mm-hmm.
I read this for a lot of spiritualists here. They don't like me. Many of these fake people they hate me
They don't
because
like me
they
either.
say
They
I
don't like
exposed a
me
lot of
either.
things. I exposed a lot of secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I expose a lot of secret, and I take fruit from them. I did spoil the job for them. I did not their job. So they
I
don't
have to
like my
tell them,
channel. They don't
you
like
know,
me.
because they have people thinking that they own the Orisha, that they own the Lords. They got
Can you
them thinking that
imagine?
they own these spirits. You
Exactly.
can't own a spirit.
Yes.
Are you crazy?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that the arrogance that they are the only ones that can initiate you, that they are the bloodline of the gods, that if you want to initiate, you must come to them. You must fly
Uh-huh.
to come to them, learn at their
Mm-hmm.
feet. This is the people that make me very mad. These are the people that give African spirituality a bad name. We have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them doing this, but it's a scam. They are I'm sorry to say this. Many of them are criminals. I insult a lot of people. Sorry, I call some of them spiritual illiterates, and some of them are just spiritual. They're just criminals. Many of them are stark illiterates, semi-illiterate, spiritual illiterates. Their own is just to take money and deceive people. We
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of bad people here in African spirituality. Mind you,
Mm-hmm.
it's not all good and rosy. We have a lot of criminals here, a lot of bad people, a lot of swindlers, evil people. They are all here too. A lot of witches and wizards that when you go to them to help you, they will tie your spiritual progression. They will tie you under them
Mm-hmm.
so that they'll be taking money from you. We have them. There are many for here. There are
Mm-hmm.
lots of them here. So
Yeah.
you have to be careful. Anybody that you're learning with that wants you to concentrate on them, that don't want you
Mm-hmm.
to grow, want you to be under them forever, you should suspect that person. Anybody that you
Mm-hmm.
say instead of them to be teaching you how to stand on your feet, they are making you like they are not living off you, asking money from you all the
Codependent.
time, money to do this, money to do that, money draining you
Mm-hmm.
financially. That person
Mm-hmm.
is a parasite. It's a spiritual
Yes.
parasite. You should run away from such people. Anybody that is
Mm-hmm.
threatening you that you must swear by his deity to be loyal to him, that if you are not
Mm-hmm.
loyal, you don't send money to him, his deity will strike you, his deity will come and kill you, his deity, that
Mm-hmm.
person is using threats, that person is an evil person, that person want to enslave you. We have a lot of them
Mm-hmm.
here. So why they do this? become their parasites. So you will be sending money to them. Instead of you growing spiritually, you are now becoming a slave to them.
Mhm.
This is wrong. So be careful of this kind of people. Africans, anybody that is teaching you should be teaching you knowledge to stand on your feet, to be your
Yeah.
own person. To one
Mhm.
day you will say, I will be a babalao, I'll be helping people, I will open my own shrine. You need to be having
Mhm.
this knowledge. So if you are not getting it and you are not growing, run
Mhm.
from that place. That initiation
Yeah.
is to bind you, to enslave you. Run from that
Yeah.
place, block the person. Because we have a lot of those criminals here saying they are doing African spirituality, they are doing the opposite. They are just cleaning people of their livelihoods. So this is the
Mhm.
thing, it's like so we should be careful of this kind of people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, V
So
G Goddess said, what is your take on the afterlife?"
the afterlife, when we cross over, naturally we reincarnate because life is a continuous process. We have been reincarnating before. You choose what you want to do based on your perception, your state of spiritual awareness. Some people live their whole life without discovering who they are. Imagine somebody trapped in Christianity that actually believes there is a heaven. When that person died, what do you think will happen to that person? That person will have to come back again to complete the process of knowing who they are, of self discovery.
Mhm.
If they continue failing, they might be discarded by divinity. But if you are a conscious person before you cross over, you are highly spiritual. When you cross over, you become an ascended ancestors. And there are work to be done. As an ascended ancestors, you have to
Kind of cutting out a little bit. You froze up.
we you serve as a deity. You become also a living deity that will be doing the work of bring directing humanity to a state of higher glory. So our work here is not done. When we cross over, we continue doing the spiritual work of teaching, of guiding our offspring. We become the ancestors that will be calling. We all of us here, we are somebody's future ancestors. We are somebody's future ancestors. So we continue to do our teaching work. And when you're on the spiritual path, when you cross over, you continue on that spiritual path because you are aware of who you have. And when you die, you naturally gravitate to those things that you focus on in your physical life. So if you
Mhm.
focus on the deities, you focus on the ancestors, you will gravitate there. If you focus
Mhm.
on this mundane lifestyle, drinking, partying, doing these worldly things, your spirit will be there. These are the spirits that we see that are still trapped on this earth, trying to do
Mhm.
those things that they were used to doing where they were living. Then those people that
Mhm.
do the evil stuff, they do a lot of abomination, the witchcraft or evil things or the bad stuff that they do. When those people die, their spirits are still plagued by the evil that they did. Those people are trapped in the evil forest. They will still be there doing the evil stuff. You still see them in the evil forest, or people still work with them. They still send them to continue doing those bad things, or also to correct some ills. And they are kind of slave to humanity because they did so many bad things against our people. When they die, they will have to, for their soul to ascend to a state of higher glory, they will be working for people. They have to be doing some work to
Mhm.
correct some bad things that are on the earth. So those people, they normally send them on errands to do things, to correct some kind of things. And we work for a certain amount of time before they will be free. So the afterlife is reincarnation, quite naturally.
Mhm.
You likes attracts likes. You gravitate to what your mind was focused on in this physical life.
Mhm.
That is it. That is the afterlife for us.
Okay. I hope that answered your question,
So,
VG Goddess. Okay. Where can we can find? We know you're on YouTube. Do you have any other social media
yeah,
you want to share?
my main social media for now is my YouTube channel, Afro Scientific and Spirituality channel. You will see me there on that place. That is where I am. And I also on Facebook. I have Afro Scientific on Facebook, but I'm not really that. I also have it TikTok, but I'm not really too focused there because
Okay.
no time. I just focus more on YouTube. So we always
Okay.
see me on YouTube. You will see me there on
Okay.
YouTube. Then I have a website, River of Knowledge. If you can get any of my videos, under the videos, you will see my information there and everything if you want to get access to me. I sell these books that I've written there. Then I also sell some spiritual items, things like cowries, perfumes, thunderstone, black stone, miracle stone, native shock, all these things we use in African spirituality, even some
Okay.
certain point artifacts. I sell a lot of things. You can see it there to enhance the practice. I am from Nigeria. I'm currently in Nigeria, but I've traveled extensively in Asia
Mhm.
as well. So this is the work that I'm doing. I am a writer, a farmer, family man, and I'm also into the tech industry as well. I'm still
Okay.
growing. I'm still learning every day.
Yeah,
So this
yeah.
is me for
And
you here.
so,
Okay.
so can they find your website in your link on your channel?
Yes, yes. It's there. River of Knowledge. Is there. If you go on my YouTube channel, you will see the website there. Okay, we see the
Okay.
website. We
And so
see.
he's saying that you can get your book from your website, right?
Yeah, you can get it from the website, or you can get it from me directly. Just comment on any of my video under any of my video. I will see your comments, or you can
Mhm.
see the book is on the website. You can get it there on the website as well. Okay.
Okay. He
Yes,
said
I
you
also
will have
teach
to go
African
just
spirituality too. Yeah, I
okay.
teach African spirituality from. I have intermediate, uh, advanced, and beginner. You can register too if people want to learn. I teach from the
Mhm.
history, the metaphysics, the science, and the hardcore spirituality, so that the person will get the solid foundation of the
Yeah.
subjects.
And I
Then
always
I have a
tell
WhatsApp group.
yeah, I tell my
Okay.
mentees that like I'm having to go through history and ancestral veneration with y'all so you will have a solid spiritual foundation. That's so
Exactly.
important.
Very, very important. Yes, very, very
Okay.
important. Very
Yes.
important. So that
Well,
is
we
it. Here.
thank you.
So I'm happy to talk to you. I hope we can be talking from time to time. When we
I hope
discover
we
new
can
stuff, we can
too.
be talking. I'll be
Yeah,
very
because we
happy.
have a lot of
Okay.
similarities. I mean, I see a lot of my practice when you go to talk, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I see my practice when you begin to talk. I see how the ancestors
Yes.
have been leading
This
me,
is
and then
the
when I hear you
practicing the
talking,
same
it
thing.
confirms so
The same
many
African
things.
spirituality. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, we thank you so
No
much for
problem.
being here,
So
Mr.
I'm happy.
West, and hopefully we can have you here again. We'll have to schedule another time
Okay.
and focus
No
on another
problem.
subject that'll help us educate our people because they really need it.
No
They
problem.
are lost. Some of them they just don't know.
Yes.
And so having these
It's
discussions
true.
really helps them understand and comprehend the power of their ancestors and the
It's
science of
true.
our spiritual practice. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have any
So
closing
I'm
words for
happy.
us
The pleasure
before
is
we
mine.
end the video? Go
So
ahead.
yeah, the closing words. I thank you very much for bringing me in. It's an honor. I'm very delighted, and I'm grateful as well. And I will
Hmm.
encourage all of us to not to keep on our practice, no matter what happened, no matter the challenges we are passing through, the difficulties. It's very difficult to practice African spirituality. We have a lot of
Hmm.
religious persecution. Families will
Hmm.
run away from you. Friends will turn their back on you. You will lost so many things when you want to practice, but you will still gain them back. So
Hmm.
don't give up your practice. And if you are living with family people, people that you're depending on, you have to hide the practice. Don't let them know that you are too into it because if some people know, they might want to cut off the assistance they are giving to you. So please hide the
Hmm.
practice until you are independent enough before you tell people this is what you believe in. Because I've experienced many times when they see you practicing, they will just cut you off and it will make life very difficult for the person. There are some evil people in the family that don't want you to get this knowledge, and they will do everything to want to squash your life so before you will discover who your full potential. So please keep it at a low look until you are fully independent to express it. Then when you are doing it, you have to start with your history first. Focus on the history before you go into the spirituality so that when you start going in, you will see some things that may look scary, but it's not scary. So, but when you are well
That's
grounded in your history,
it.
you're not afraid of anything. You have to have that boldness of mind to command the elements. You operate from a point of knowledge, not from a point of weakness. So
Hmm.
you have to fill yourself with this power so that when you say something, will manifest faster because of the power and the belief that you have in manifesting. So that self-confidence, you will get it from the historical knowledge of your African greatness and power. So if you focus it like this, you will have a solid chance of achieving positive results when you're doing your spells and when you start the practice in totality. So I thank you once again for today. It's an honor. And I wish you a
You're
very,
very
very
welcome.
wonderful and blessed weekend. You
You
take
too. I
care
hope
and
we get
bye.
to do it again. Bye bye.
Okay. You too. Okay, peace.